Hello there, and welcome back to War Thunder. Today, I actually want to present you a fun gameplay in one of the American low-tier patrol boats, 2.7, and I'm currently busy spading it. And it is actually fun to go to ships and spade them. Technically, I have access to all the cruisers, all the destroyers, as soon as I want them. It doesn't really cost me too much to research them, and I have enough civil lines to buy them. But there's just simply no desire to do so. Low tier shops, on the other hand, that is fun. No, actually, that is fun. Let me explain to you why. You don't get broken when you try to play them, so the repair costs are small. You don't gain huge amounts of silver lines even with a good game, but that's to be expected. But you still make more than with some of the premium tanks, so yeah. And I personally can repeat a good game with ships, and I use the lineups. Planes are not a problem. The map design isn't horribly outdated for them. It's actually okay. And it is my skill that makes the difference. So the upgrades are not as significant to a ship of lower battle rating as they are for higher battle rating ships when you need the ammunition, when you need the the rudder and all those things to make the ship actually work, and then you get suicide bombed by planes. Planes are actually not so much a problem for ships. In fact, I see not only less planes, but also the planes that I see have a damn hard time to kill me because I can dodge and I can fire back. When you are in a gun duel with another ship and or destroyer, that engagement can take a while, and so a P8 or any other bomber with a Fritz X, Wellington with the 4,000 pound bomb, and many other planes with huge bombs, rockets, you name it, can just simply sneak on you and sink you before you get a warning. Your AAA doesn't really work properly, and that is just a huge point of frustration. I don't have this at low battle rating. I have fun. It's fast, fun engagement. It is a more on the gunning side, rather short range. It depends on your maneuvering, your aim, your prediction of the enemy, knowing when to or when not to engage an enemy, how to engage him. That all is much more fun for me personally than just to sit there at long range and just fire salvo after salvo only to wait for getting ammo wrecked or torpedoed. The torpedo warning by itself is a joke, despite having fully upgraded crews. The other point is, again, the money. I played so much, I had so much fun that I actually, played enough to make 1.5 million just by playing here ships, and that was just good. That was really good. If you look at the German high tier lineup, the potential use of the KMS Köln, the KMS Emden, and the Type 143 Albatros, you're looking, including the ammunition costs, of 100,000 plus civil lines per match if you manage to die all 3 times. And with the help of a BTD-1 destroyer or a PE-8 with a 5,000 pound bomb or other flying balancing aspects, that is truly doable. So you can imagine that despite those ships being really good in terms of fighting other ships, it's not so much fun engaging planes. Well, with the Albatros, you can directly engage them with the proximity fuse. But still, 18,000 civil line repair cost. Yeah, low tier, there are also examples of ships that are broken and that are really overpowered. The SF-40 Leichte in a brawl, needs no further introduction. The LCS, but I haven't seen anybody playing that in a while. And the same for the Russian River patrol boats at 3.0, the Tech 2 versions with up to 20,000 civil line repair costs. That's just really repelling. So, the fun is definitely there. I can capture, I can defend, I can attack, I can gun down enemy destroyers and just try to sink them with torpedo patterns. I have 4 torpedoes, those with the whitehead. I'm not quite sure if they are the actual whitehead torpedoes. But that's a different topic. Now, another point of evidence why so much is wrong with high tier ship gameplay is just the long queue times, the few people who are in the queue, the few people that are actually then in a match, if it comes together at all, after up to 20 minutes of queue time. Then the next evidence is my own videos about high tier ships that just don't make that many views compared to tank videos or plane videos even. Looking here at the Fletcher video, despite being a very well done video, if I may say so myself, including the 5-minute guide from Tokrinifel, which attracts its own kind of bunch of people, I guess, that are interested in the history of the ship and how it probably does in War Thunder. One of the most capable destroyers in the game. One of the most versatile destroyers, and nobody cares about it. Here is the torpedo pattern, and only the last torpedo goes on the prediction line. Everything else right on it. So there is just so much that I trust the prediction line for. And I capture the point, I smoke up, and I disengage. I have no interest in gunfighting him at long range, where my chances of succeeding are very slim. But we'll see what I actually managed to do here. He tries to blind fire, but I dodge here. So yeah. Then also a lot of other YouTubers that have my size or above are not interested at all in ships, or they were interested and now they know that they make no views with it because nobody's interested in ships for the various different balance reasons. The lack of fun is the most fundamental problem, and that lack of fun comes from including the repair costs, including the gunfight, the aiming system, the map design, the stock grind. Those things are just piling up. And I mean, I state that this is a problem for planes and for jets in particular, and also for tanks. That is true, but it is so much more evident with ships. Well done, Gaijin, because we haven't seen significant improvements in months. And this is not a beta where there should be frantic improvement and frantic development. Currently, at high tier in particular, it looks like it is dead in the water. Sorry for the pun, totally intended. It is just simply a dreadful sight how Ship RB is performing right now. And that is not really the player's fault. It is how Gaijin implemented the destroyers and cruisers. One of the changes that I actually did, and that was coincidentally with one of the videos that I made, is that cruisers had nothing to do. They were just spawning far away from the actual action. Destroyers could feast on the patrol boats. Actually, I took out here the Type M1943 German premium ship that still spawns with destroyers. Gaijin has said that they will change it months ago. I'm not quite sure how long it takes to implement a different spawn for a ship. I'm just observing here. You can make your own judgment. So, all this combined is just giving me the feeling that Gaijin seems to have either lost interest in the development of ships, and they just want to forcefully let them die, which would be a real shame, and this would be pretty drastic, or they have some 4D underwater chess documents just right under the table to just pull out and improve it like this, just snap with the fingers, and half the complaints are not feeling so well anymore. In other words, they would improve it. And this is what I really want to see. Not just only capture the flag or capture the capture point, not only killing something stupidly. What about AI units? We have seen it once, that the convoy mode, but we have just seen it once over the course of a weekend at low tier with much room for improvement. If somebody would bother. And that is what I don't get from playing those ships, seeing how the development does. And at low tiers, I think how Gaijin implemented low tiers, they did so many things right. The map design was just perfect for patrol boats, as long as destroyers were not involved. Then the other thing is, the action is right there. Don't get me wrong, I love my cruisers, and I love long-range artillery fights as well. But there are so many other factors playing into it that are just simply bad, that ruin that fun. And you still have to go into the cap to capture it to have any sort of viability for your team, or to not be a drawback for your team and be valuable. That's proper English right there. Jawohl. Here I see that, or I remembered that there was a second destroyer at sea, and I cannot afford to go to sea. There is also here an S-100, and I'm in a cap to reload here the torpedoes. And I need to gun this guy down. I constantly adapt here the range, try to predict and not to overheat my guns, and we get lucky here that he actually dies with the next salvo, and that he doesn't inflict too much damage on us. 12% crew, there we go, 6th kill. So we are just about to get the 4 torpedoes back, which is nice, which I actually love, that you can replenish your torpedoes. And I'm now looking, where are the enemies? It's also, again, I said it, but let's repeat it here, I can deal with planes so much better. Ruin their attack runs, suicide attacks with torpedoes in particular are so much more rare than they are so much more common with cruisers and destroyers. Especially the revenge killing is just such a pain in the ass. And the first salvos came flying by. There another salvo. Yep, there is the Frunze. Okay, I need to get into cover. My plan is forming in my head. How to take this guy out. His location is south of between C and B, which now is in our hand. I don't worry too much about this plane at the moment. And I want to go into cover behind the island, go south, intercept him, and just surprise him with a well-prepared torpedoes pattern, like I dealt with the Type M1943 previously. But versus a Frunze, I need to get closer, and he's aware of me. So here I just distract him by firing on him. A few nice flak clouds are in the air from the detonating 37mm. Now I'm in cover. There is actually a little trick with the artillery strike, and since you can have this frame around an enemy warship, you then can give the message to your team, attack this guy. That gives on the minimap his location away precisely, and you can then drop an artillery strike. It didn't work so far in this battle, but there were numerous other examples where this tactic actually was discouraging the enemy, or it actually resulted in that enemy's destruction. Mostly then patrol boats, but there is the chance. There we can see it in action. I predict his line up until the point that the artillery drop actually happens. And is he aware of me? I'm holding my fire. I'm aligning my guns. Now I thought that he was aware of me. He shot me. And so I tried to distract him for shooting one of my teammates. And I go into cover again. And now I can close the distance, and let's hopefully make the torpedo pattern before he can do anything about it. Strangely, there is no white prediction line, and so I have to manually predict where he is going. The torpedoes are fairly slow, the Frunze is relatively fast, so that needs a good angle of attack. I want to get closer, I want to disable here his torpedo tubes, which I successfully do, and so I can go closer. Now he opens up with the secondaries, or with the 20mm machine guns and so forth, but I got the torpedoes off. From his perspective now, the torpedoes will hit. So I can jump into the next patrol boat, which is 0.7 battle rating slower because the rest is spaded, so I make a lineup and then spade it downwards. Just a thing of mine. And yeah, there we go. That's the next torpedo hit on a full-fledged destroyer. The Frunze has terribly potent guns. They are awesome. The precision, the TNT equivalent HE filler, and then also 3 guns in the back where they get rarely disabled. This is a real threat. And so to suicide him with the right tactics was just what I had to do after I captured 2 capture zones and gunned down 6 other patrol boats. I think I've done my job, and that was when the suicide rush could be done. And he still could evade, but he didn't. And he was aware of me way too late. So this is again a kill that goes down to skill, not to just, taking a dump on the enemy player. same procedure as last year, James. No, here we have then one of the R boats. I think it's the R301, and I try to not fire on him, so I have to toggle my gunners to only fire at aircraft. And so now I know his exact location. I try to use the island to go closer and then fire probably when he has no chance. The problem with those American patrol boats is that if they rely on their 50 cals, which are strong, that only to the right you can bring both double turrets to bear. So here I try my best, but then the auto-aiming system just screws me over so hard, and I have to aim way, way too low to actually hit him, which is so counterintuitive. I hate it. Another one of those introductions by Gaijin that I absolutely don't understand. It's just simply done pretty badly. Let's hope that he doesn't come around the island too fast, and I intend to turn to the left to fire to the right. We will then see the result. There he is, and I turn into him, and I just hope my fire. Now he fires at me, and now we can see the power of the 50 cals, and they make short work of him. I have a lot of DPS, if you will. I don't suffer too much from the reload. You can time it. You have lots of ammunition, and you can see that he didn't do all that well against me. I had to jump on him. It was a plan that I had, and I executed it well. Now a plane comes, but he has to fire his rockets, and he has to be aware that my 50 cals are really, really dangerous. And he hits me and just misses me a little bit, but still splashes, and now my stern is black. But I'm not just like deleted from the game, and I can fire back. And he actually he intercepted me at a point where I'm the most vulnerable, where I had to reverse from the island and was nearly stationary. And now I can go to B and have hopefully enough time to capture it. So, low tier ships, they are fun. I spaded so far the German entire tech tree with the exception of 3 or 4 ships. The same with the Russians. I made a big progress already with the British, and before I finish the British, I want to actually finish here the American low tier ships. Everything below 3.0 I want to have spaded. That's just something in my brain, some need for the spading satisfaction, if you will. Well, and I have fun spading those vehicles. I have fun seeing the progress, making also a few silver lines next to it in preparation for the next high tier patch again. I don't know what Gaijin has planned to introduce, but I can be sure in one thing: it will not be cheap. And I actually managed to run aground, and I'm not sure what that was. It was not my internet. Lol, I love the island. Let's jump on it. And sadly, we cannot finish here our cap before the match actually is won. But at the end of the day, it is won. Terror of the Ocean. 8 kills, 1 plane, 2 torpedo kills, 1 capture zone. Beautiful, beautiful. So let's have a look at the result and let's see what we can actually achieve. And you can see it is not that much, but it's still nearly 50,000 silver lines, and it's pure profit. So it's 48,000 silver lines and 5,390 modification research points, and we also did a huge research. Look at this. I mean, yeah, that was very much upgraded, and I just finished it here off. But yeah, now I have the other one. I don't order it immediately. I have to look out then for a lineup. And yeah, that is just great fun. And we have finished another one, and there is further stuff to research. I love this. At high tier, you know, it takes dozens of games to research anything. At low tier, it's just so much more fun and rewarding and desirable to continue. Having said this, that's it for me today. So thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a like, give it a subscribe if you want to see more. Don't forget to give me a comment in the comment section in terms of what you think about this. You want to see more of those fun matches where I talk you through how I play or not. And as usual, we will see each other on the waves of War Thunder.